Lesson 3, Question 10. Science and democracy share important principles and ideals that oppose illegitimate claims for knowledge and power. The authority of both scientific knowledge and democratic governance is legitimated by representation. It is only when this representation is accepted as legitimate that it can support the authority of the knowledge claims made, or the authority of particular forms of governance. Representation is, however, never perfect or complete, since both scientific practices and democratic governance, in principle, admit potential alternative representations. Continuous struggles over what is represented and what is not can be foreseen. To represent means to simplify, which implies the existence of alternative ways of simplifying complicated issues. This further means that both science and democracy have inbuilt mechanisms for improvement, which are based on critical assessments of existing representations. Governance, 통치, 관리. Lesson 3, Question 11. Differences in geology and climate make soils in different regions more or less capable of sustained agriculture. In particular, the abundant rainfall and high weathering rates on the gentle slopes of many tropical landscapes mean that after enough time, rainfall seeping into the ground leaches out almost all of the nutrients from both the soil and the weathered rocks beneath the soil. Once this happens, the lush vegetation essentially feeds on itself, retaining and recycling nutrients inherited from rocks weathered long ago, as most of the nutrients in these areas reside not in the soil, but in the plants themselves. Once the native vegetation disappears, so does the productive capacity of the soil. Often too few nutrients remain to support either crops or livestock within decades of deforestation. Nutrient-poor tropical soils illustrate the general rule that life depends on recycling past life. 셉 스며들다 리치아웃을 침출시키다. 을 스며 나오게 하다 lush 울창한. Lesson 3, Question 12. Knowledge is power. And one way to measure the amount of trust on a team is by looking at how much information people keep to themselves. Low trust or share openly high trust. Team leaders signal that they trust their team when they share privileged information with them. This could be sharing the team's finances or the budget, handed down from higher-ups, so that the whole team knows what they're working with and where the priorities are. It could also be competitive data or customer trends that are widely available but rarely shared. It could even be passing on information shared by another team. In a meeting, anytime someone says, "This stays here," the atmosphere changes. People know whatever follows is spoken in trust, and they respond to that feeling of being trusted with trustworthy behavior. People begin to feel like they're in the inner circle when they receive more information about their work or the environment than they usually do. They start to see how their work fits into the larger organizational whole.